All we are. All right, here we are, starting out with Kai on an 85-mile, 4.5 hour to 5 hour ride. Already hitting nearly 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. It's going to be a heavy mix of gravel. Going to the far east side of the Navasota River. A big, big loop. And it's his last 4.5, 5 hour ride. While he's in College Station for the summer. So I decided to join him. And the pace is medium. So I might be drafting a lot, but we might get some good footage, places we haven't ridden in a long time. So, be right back. All right, we're about to drop down into the Navasota river bottom. Hit first gravel. It's been chip seal for a long time and a lot of wildlife. And today we're going to talk about Bring Me Your Mind and Bodhidharma, the guy who brought Buddhism to the East and helped create Zen. Meditating in a cave. Oh, good stuff. Alright, here we go. Pavement ends. Here we go. We're going to drop down into the Navasota river bottom. We typically don't drop and cross. This is one of only 2 roads, or like maybe 3 roads. It's the only gravel road that crosses the river for like 100 miles. One time we were coming back, doing this loop the other way, trying to hit 100 miles, and Emily had to come pick us up right here. Emily and Kylie. I got the weight gain on Kai right here. The road's in pretty good shape so far. Better catch up. Standing trap. It's gonna drop me. Drafting in gravel is a lot harder. You can't draft quite as close. And you have to have a lot of faith that the person in front of you is picking a good line. And in a race, sometimes they don't on purpose. They can see an obstacle coming and you can't, and then it's harder for you, easier for them. Good lesson in life. So when Buddhism took over India for hundreds of years, spread all over the place, it was the dominant religion. eventually Hinduism took back over, and Buddhism went east. Before that, though, it's stuck. More Asia, Eastern Asia. But one of the guys that brought it east was somebody named Bodhidharma. And there's many great stories about him. Many, 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 many. Obviously, he had such a huge impact. We got to meet the Emperor of China and all that. So, and then wasn't impressed. And went off and sat in a cave. Bodhidharma did. Okay, here's branch 1 of the Navasota River. Looking nice and chill. It's got 3 branches. But anyway. Bodhidharma had become well known for being awesome and having mental peace. People came to him. 15. That was branch number 2, I think. There's a famous story of a monk who wanted to study with him, but more than anything, he wanted to have peace of mind. His mind's in torment. Paraphrasing, you're so calm, cool, and collected. I want to be like you. Here's branch number 3. That means we're going to go uphill here. And Kai will drop me. Climb. We're over an hour in. Oh shit. Man, I wasn't sure how deep that was going to be. And that's what you call a selector. I'm good. He looked back and waited for me, which was nice. In a race, that would have dropped me off the pad. There's a truck coming up behind us too. I think there's a car back. Unless he turns. This is part of the beauty of gravel bikes. Is this section of gravel road isn't all that long. I don't know, a few miles. But the fact that it exists at all means when I was on my tri-bike with road tires, I wouldn't even consider riding down this. And and there's all this country road on the other side that, while it's not gravel, it's paved, it's just kind of inaccessible. So gravel bikes, gravel tires, open up a lot of closed doors to more pavement. So it's not like, oh, I don't have any gravel roads. It's more like, if you have any gravel roads, they might be cutting off access to better stuff. Here's a big wall. Need some water for this. Alright. So Bodhidharma this guy met with Bodhidharma, the student, or person that wanted to be a student. That car about drifted off the road. Trying to give us space. And the student, he's got a famous name, I can't remember off the top of my head. To show how bad, look at this guy. He wanted to study and practice with Bodhidharma. I'm about 370, 400 watts right here. This is why gravel is so good for road riding. To get anywhere, you gotta put out some serious watts. And then with aero bars, whew, I don't have to put out, and we are riding into a headwind, quite the effort to catch them. We are on Long Trestle Road. East of Bryan, Texas. BRYA. Headed towards Carlo. So the mythology goes that this guy said, I want to study with you so bad. It's common in stories of the time. He injured himself. And don't do this. But he injured himself to show how much he wanted. And in the story, he cut off his left arm entirely. which is a little hard to believe. Okay, P break, and you can see the wind blowing that we're going into, this headwind. Right in time for a trip. Kai's behind me. It's okay. Radio tower usually means we're at high ground up there. The hill climb might be close to being over. But anyway, when he cut off his arm, he said, I present you my arm. But anyway, that's how bad I want to say with you. But bring me, he said, my mind is so worked up with torment and unease and misery. I'm just so miserable. Please teach me. How to pacify my mind. Tortured me so bad I cut off my own arm to show how much I want to work with you. I'm in such misery. And then sand. Bodhidharma said, bring me your mind and I will pacify it for you. And the student sat there and thought about it for a long time. With his arm in his lap, probably. Oh crap, what have I done? And after a while, he said, I've searched high and low. I have nothing to bring you. I don't have a mind really to bring you. Right? And then Bodhidharma said, there, I've done it for you. And then the student got it. And was like, I get it. So you don't have to cut your arm off. I can tell you the point of the story is Bodhidharma was trying to illustrate that your mind is made up, as in it's full of opinions. It's not real. A mind is a collection of opinions, and not just experiences, but how you... Whoa! What was that? All right, we're here with Kai. He broke a spoke. We were just riding along. You were riding no hands. You weren't putting down a lot of power. But I guess riding no hands kind of put some twists on it. But a spoke broke. Did you already wrap it? Mm-hmm. So I have a zip tie. But what's even better, where'd you get the electrical tape from?
It was covering where those...
Oh, fork mounts? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then where is it? Right there. Let's go look at it. Hey, good job. Do you think it's going to stick?
Yeah, it's 2 pieces.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
Yep.
Good job, dude. Eagle Scout.
Oh, yeah.
besides the cursing. So, good thing about deep dish carbon wheels is these things are tough and they stay in alignment way better than metal rims. So
I don't drop it.
you don't drop the bike. So while that sucks, really your rim should be fine. Where on a metal rim, it'll start getting more and more out of true the longer you ride. But you should be able to be okay. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
How far are we in? Hour 30. Should hit this spot a little more. I had a zip tie in here. Bright yellow so I can see it, find it. It was down towards the bottom. Okay. So the point of the story is that your mind's made up, as in it's fictional. And you can't hold it in your hand. So he was like, bring me your mind and I'll fix it for you. It's like, bring me your wheel. Spoke on my wheel is broken. Well, bring me my wheel and I'll fix it for you. Oh, I don't have a wheel. I don't have a spoke. Really. And it's meant to prove that it's all perception. Everything. If it's in your mind. It's how you frame things, how you accept things. Some people go to the Olympics and they don't get gold and they're super pissed. Other people would have the exact same experience. Going to the Olympics, not get gold, and be so happy that they made it to the Olympics at all. Like one race I did was Alcatraz. And for me, the race result, I could care less. It was just the fact that I swam from Alcatraz Island to shore is such a huge thing. You know? I don't even know what my race result was. And a lot goes for Ironmans. If you're a beginner, finishing it all is a huge accomplishment. If you're the first one, or if you're a lot older, finishing it all is a huge accomplishment. As you get really good at it, you know, you might start setting time goals. I realized that qualifying for Kona as a 30 to 40 year old male was a near impossibility because I pretty much had to win my age group at a race. And I had a full-time job and a family. And I'm up against former Olympians and people that are possibly doping. You know? So instead, I set it to a time goal. Sub 10 hour Ironman. Which either I did or I got really close one time and that was good enough. 10 hours is an incredible achievement. And it used to get you to Kona a long time ago. Here we go. So we got our Zen lesson out of the way. And just as a pro tip, a broken spoke on a really long run, or ride, I mean, the hidden upside of that is it'll slow him down a little bit and give him a better workout, because he'll be a little bit more careful riding. So he doesn't break more spoke. He'll ride a little bit more gently. And we're doing a 5-hour ride. Car back. And he typically does 3 hours. And on occasion does 4 to 5 hours. Rare occasion. So putting a little bit of fear into him to hold him back a little bit, we'll end up making sure that the entire 5 hours is a good workout. Instead of going too hard and then blowing up, and then the last hour really not being a productive session as it could be. And it teaches you better bike handling skills to have something wrong with your bike, and then you got to milk it for momentum. For example, I don't have much of a rear brake right now. I still haven't gotten it fixed, but it's teaching me how to ride faster. Into turns, because I can't slow down. All right. All right. We're going in, parking the bikes where we can see them. Feels nice. Just stepped in the beer cooler. 29 degrees, dude. Oh. Okay. This is my sodium electrolyte. I just put some in here, and they're going to mix it back and forth in a used water bottle, used fuel bottle. All right. Over there. Kai and I have had lunch there before, or a snack. Smells like Mexican food. Very typical Texas gas station. There's a fishing lake nearby. So I got 3-hour fuel bottle. We hit just over 2 hours. So that's a 3-hour fuel bottle, another 2 bottles of water. Got nearly a bottle of water in the frame bag. And then I got more than half of a Camel bag. So that should get us to the next water stop. I just noticed the lens is all fogged over, so that's from going in and out of a cold gas station. You're hauling, dude. Feeling pretty good?
Yep.
I can tell. So now we got a lot of gravel going through the coal mines. We're gonna do Zoolander and go like work in the coal mines.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Saturday morning. I forgot the date. Oh, today's Leadville. Good luck to everybody at Leadville. Is that what you're doing? You're checking Leadville?
Yeah, I need to.
Why don't you check Leadville and let us know?
And invest online resources so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks Granger for the ones who get it done.
Okay. While Kai's doing that. No, I'm not going anywhere. Got I'm running about 35 psi in the front because these tires slowly leak. 35 front and rear because these lose about 10 psi in a couple of days. And 30 seems to be really nice. This lens is all fogged up, but I'm sure we can get by.
Tobin is setting the pace again.
Oh, and that's Keegan's guy?
Yeah.
What was the temperature starting off? Like 40 degrees or something?
It's probably like 45.
45 degrees?
Lead group already.
10,000 feet altitude start around? Something like that.
There's a lead group of Keegan, Lachlan, however you say that guy, and however you say that guy's name.
Keegan and Dylan have gotten so much attention lately. Not Keegan, Lachlan. Keegan and Dylan are getting so much attention for the drop bar aero bikes or mountain bikes that I forgot until yesterday that Lachlan's in this thing. And Lachlan is a beast, dude. So Lachlan's got a lot of confidence now, so he may try to take it, which would be crazy. And then Keegan's trying to beat his record. Keegan owns a record and he's trying to beat it again. Riding a drop bar mountain bike. All right, we're gonna get on the highway for just a couple blocks and then turn left and go past the landfill and down into the coal mines, where it's lots and lots and lots of gravel and a lot of fun. And we're out of the headwind for a while. We'll have a crosswind. We just stay on the shoulder here for a minute and then turn left. Got a little bit of tailwind. So that was our 40-mile gas station. Before we started the ride, I looked at the wind, how long till the stops, and timed everything for fuel and water. Kai's starting to pull ahead of me on the uphills, but then I can catch him on the downhill. But it is starting to wear on me a little bit. And we're hitting gravel. All right. See that way up ahead? Hill after hill. That's where the aero bar is going to hit you. Slowly from time to time, hopefully. The area, this is the coal strip mines. Long, 30, 40 years old since they've been using them. The deal here is to be patient. I know I'm more aero. 100% of the time. know I'm faster on the downhills. So he'll inch away from me on the uphills. If I don't put down too much power, let's say 250 watts, 225, my extra weight will catch it. I need to make sure I'm eating, fueling, drinking. You can see I'm gradually reeling them in. And then I'll be in a strap. Things will get easy. About 250 watts, 240 watts. Actually, it'd be nice to get this draft before it goes uphill. Let's try to do that. For potholes that I can't see around them. Now that I'm in the draft, I can go back to working on the fueling and hydration, make sure I stay on top of it. Pointed at something, maybe a snake. Starting to pull away from me on this uphill. I'm being its draft to take some of the edge off of that. And then I'll let him get a little bit of a way on the uphill. It's okay, because I'll catch him on the downhill. Back. All right, we are about to hit the wall. Kai's gotten a little gap on me. It's been pretty technical in some areas, and it's starting to wear on me a little bit, so I'm holding back so I can make it up this hill. It's the only hill in the area where the paved side actually has a switchback in it. That's how steep it is. So we're going to drop down here and then pick it up on the other side. Hold on. Here we finish going down. All right. Here we go. It's going to go up it nice and easy. It's really not that big of a hill. Everything's relative. I'm going to take my time up it. You know, this is after 3 hours of going medium hard. in and out of zone 3. My bike doesn't want to seem to shift into the littlest gear. So what you do is you take the beginning of it a little bit easier than you think you should. Yeah. Okay. My bike doesn't want to shift in the smallest gear. That's a good workout. Chuck Norris lives up there on a ranch way that way, a few miles. And even when you get to the top of this, you take a right and there's more, but it's pavement. It flattens out right here. Another trick is to always keep in your mind, what's the hardest hill at the end? What's the hardest part? And are you saving yourself for that? Because there's another hill that's kind of like this. When we have about an hour and a half to go. Get up a little bit of speed here. And if you ask yourself while you're doing this, am I going too hard on this so that that last hill I'm going to be destroyed? So you're always asking yourself, you know, am I saving myself for that very last hill? And then you end up going faster overall and having a good workout. So you hold back a little bit on these hills that aren't quite towards the end. Let's see. So yeah. Little flat part here, coast a little bit. Get some of the fuel back in the legs. A little bit of water. Almost at the top. This is a Strava segment, obviously. Up and down. And here we go. This thing's really fun downhill going the other way. It's fast. Oh, look what Kai's done. He's pulled a, I'm not going to wait for you, old man move. Well, there's still more hill, so maybe he's doing this. But I'm going to have to use old age and treachery to see if I can catch him. Because I got lots of tricks. So we'll see. This will be the top of the hill right here. I should have done a lap right at the bottom and done my average power. Although it really would have been that much because I'm holding back. And to my right, where we started, that view. I don't know if y'all can see it. All right, I see him way up ahead. I see the little red blinky light. We're gonna ride through Navasota, and I gotta rehydrate and refuel now that I got some downhill for a while. catch back up. You don't want to overfuel going into stuff. Get hydrate a lot. But if you're going to do a hard uphill, overfueling is a trap. You're like, oh, I'm going to need all this energy, all these calories, carbs. But it ends up making you sick because you're pushing so hard. So the time to overfuel is on a downhill. And then your stomach can handle it because you're not trying so hard. It doesn't make you sick to your stomach. When you're trying really hard, the blood leaves your stomach to go to your muscles. And then what's in your stomach turns sour, gets sick, makes you puke. Or feel like you're going to puke. So now is the time to see. Actually, my fueling is pretty much spot on right there. So it's just time to drink some water. Oh, yeah. Swap this one out. Put that one in the front. Right before a big heavy climb, it's okay to drink a little bit extra water because that'll help keep fluids in your stomach and help you digest and utilize those carbs that are sitting there. Got a car up here. I'm in his A-frame, 8-pillar. We're going over the freeway. That way's College Station. That way's Hempstead in Houston. Straight ahead is Navasota. Now let's go. All right. We're getting close to going over the Navasota River again. Over the big bridge. Years ago, up until a few years ago, there's no shoulder. It's dangerous as hell. I had to get up to speed and sprint across. But now we got a shoulder. Guys, the red flashing light up ahead of me, he's starting to put some time into me. I'm getting lactic acid burn. Even though there's no such thing. Just doing medium light, like zone 2, which is actually awesome. Incredible training on relatively flat. To just be dosing myself with long doses of light burn. Teaching the body to flush that lactic acid out. All right, be right back. All right, Navasota River. Used to be no shoulder, 75 mile an hour traffic right here. But now look. Look at this shoulder. No more death run. Sprinting over that thing, especially because you don't know what's coming the other way. And now we're going to turn right, and then within a few miles we're going to be where I typically turn around on a lot of our other videos, at the Brazos Mud Road. Brenham Milliken. There he goes, right there. All right. All right. We are back on a road that you've seen several times on the previous videos. A typical training road on our side of the Brazos River, or Navasota River. So I did my dadly duties, I guess, and got Kai over to here. They're doing a big clockwise loop. And from noon to 6, the east side of that loop is very remote for anybody in our family to come pick us up or help us. So I like to be there to help him out in case he has any problems. But he's not stuck out there by himself. And now we're at about the 7 o'clock position, 8 o'clock position. This is a road that our whole family is very familiar with, and easy to get to. So I can back off and quit trying to stay with them and then go back to having a nice my zone 2 workout. I am cooked pretty nicely. And also another thing is me not staying right on his ass, if I could even. Takes pressure off of him and will allow him to train at his own pace. It's a psychological thing. If there's somebody right behind you, you go too hard. Because in your mind, it's kind of a race. So, it's going to be kind of the end of the video, because I bet we'll run out of battery. And just a reminder of the story of Bodhidharma and Bring Me Your Mind. Once you realize your mind is a whole lot of made up opinions. Some good, but you don't have to believe in your thoughts. That's starting to get hot. And the fact that you can't hold your mind in your hands and show it to somebody is proof. You can hold your brain, but your brain is just the container. Your mind is like your wants and dreams and opinions and pasts and regrets and frustrations, your struggles. It's all made up as far as it really all happened, but it didn't happen the way you think it did. That's more of an opinion. There you go. Kai got stuck behind a train for, oh man, I was hoping it was going to be a long one. But he just caught the tail end of it. So it was only like 10 cars, so it didn't really slow him down all that much. But if he pulls over to pee, then I might catch him. I doubt it. He's getting pretty far ahead. So yeah, and I've really slowed down just to ride it easy. As it's getting hotter, I'm backing off the pace a lot. And this hill coming up right here, that line of trees, is the hill that I used to struggle with a lot. That was the hill I was worried about and holding back on that other hill for. Oh, and then some thoughts crossed my mind while I was riding. I was like, one, I sure am glad I ate a ton of ice cream last night, because that's in my legs today, feeling good. And it's okay to slow down and go a little bit easier. I'm getting more time in the saddle in zone 2. And a slower pace allows me to absorb the fuel a little bit better. And in the end, I'll probably end up feeling stronger. I was kind of having like a little bit of a low spot during hour 3 of trying to keep up with Kai. and backing off and making sure I eat a lot will really help. I'm doing 350 to 400 calories per hour. I need to make sure I'm drinking enough and all that stuff. I make good decisions. I may pause halfway up this hill and take a pee break in the shade. That'd be a nice place to let all the fuel go back into the legs. It kind of simulate an aid station stop, like in a race. If this was a race, I would not have gone out as hard as I did with kayak. And most of the time I was going pretty easy and drafting off of him and stuff. But there was times where he was taking hills, and because he's faster up hills, I was putting down extra power to try to keep up. And I wouldn't have done that in a race. I didn't care about what other people were doing. There's always more people coming for you to draft off of. Oh, and the other thing that crossed my mind is tomorrow's run's gonna hurt. Here's a nice shady spot. Why don't I stop here? That's a nice shady spot. That, and right here. I'll use this as a pee break, and also a place to let fuel catch up, let water catch up, electrolytes catch up, all that stuff. It's always nice to pause and think. Do the Zen thing and pause and think before you act. And evaluate how I want to do the rest of this ride. I've done 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'd say I got about an hour and a half to go. So if I was going to do an hour and a half ride feeling the way I do right now, how hard would I go? I would go really easy and be gentle on myself because it's starting to get hot. And it is 10:48. So I'm going to finish around noon, and it's a 100-degree day. So yeah, and then wait for my heart rate to come down, wait for my breathing to slow down, and maybe put on some sunscreen. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, went and stood down over there. There's a little bit more breeze blowing through in that shade. And drank some water. There's another water stop in less than half an hour. And I'm going to put the easy water to get to. Oh, we're almost out of both. Huh. Down to my Camelback. Actually, I'll show you all my secret water. It's really easy to drink water out of right there. So let's go ahead and show where I keep that. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Right there. It's already salted. And this will get me to the post office where there's a water spigot. It's like my emergency backup water. How about that? How smart is that? And then, oh, I was going to put on sunscreen. So, hold on and we'll do that real quick. All right, sunscreen on. I think one thing that's funny about gravel is dirt acts kind of like sunscreen, you know? It's got a UV factor or something. Pour all the sweat out of my helmet. I am rested and recovered. I'm gonna have a nice hour and a half zone 2 ride with plenty of fuel and a nice water stop to get back home. Maybe y'all stay with me on the rest of this hill climb. See how far we get before the battery dies. Talk about nonsense. Yeah, look at all that. Don't want to waste my water on that, but okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Now we're gonna get into shade hunting. I changed the settings on the camera. I'm gonna get a phone call here in a minute too from Emily and Kai asking if I'm okay. I'd be like, dude, not only okay, I'm so happy. This is the best part. With gravel, you can get in so much volume, but the scenery is so much better and no traffic. Sunscreen in my mouth. It's like, I'm just having a joyride, dude. It's nice. And it's plenty hard. So you know you're getting in a good workout. At the top of this first one, it's gonna turn to pavement again. This used to be gravel all the way to the railroad crossing, way another couple miles down the road. And it made this hill hard. Because usually I hit it at a hard part of the ride. And it's like that sunscreen's kind of sticky and it collected stuff on the remote. Oh, it's so much smoother now. Oh, the breeze. Oh, it feels good. But what I did this time, instead of putting the camera in 360 mode, which is really cool because it allows you to pan it around a whole lot more. But it eats through the battery faster. So I've got it just on pointing that way. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pan it around, but at least you're getting some kind of view. And the recording battery life seems to be better. We'll see how it ends up. And this time the wind muffs are working great as far as they're sticking on and in place. I think, yeah. Oh, that breeze feels so good. So stopping, clothes get saturated with sweat. And when you start again, it feels so nice. In the winter, it's a problem because you get freeze to death. You don't want to stop too long. Oh, wow, it feels good. Very cooling. All right, we're back. A little bit of tailwind, a little bit of gravel, a little bit of truck. Looks like they got hunting dogs in the back. A little bit of downhill, a little bit of dust. Okay, I can't see anything. So, man, I had a good point. I don't even remember what it was. Hold on, I'll be right back. Now I remember what it was. That truck with all that dust threw me off. This is really good training for the 6-hour mountain bike race. I was doing 5 hours and kind of blowing up. Really is a good lesson about how not to go out too hard. And that's only for 5 hours, and I'm already kind of worn out because I went out too fast. So you race your own pace. How much better I felt when I took a short break. That was so nice. And then what's interesting is it won't be exactly 6 hours. Because what happens is you start to figure out, how long it's taking you to do a lap. And you add about 5 minutes for each lap if you're still feeling pretty good. As you're getting more and more tired. If you're feeling like crap, you add like 20 minutes. So let's say it's taking you just under an hour to do a lap. And you're leaving the aid station and it's 5:20. You ain't gonna make that next lap, dude. So your race is over at 5:20 probably. Let's go ahead and call it quits. That's how many laps you got. The one that I did with Kai, where we did a relay, we had Roadrunner, look at him go. Seeing so many more Roadrunners. Well, especially since I started riding gravel, I see them everywhere. I think maybe we've created habitat for Roadrunners, huh? The one animal. And coyotes. Over the railroad tracks. Gonna get on a 70-mile-per-hour road with no shoulder. Which is always fun. I gotta pretend like I'm going right so I don't have to lose momentum. Gotta go left. Oh, you can feel the difference in heat. The black asphalt re-radiating. Yeah, okay, now that I picked up speed, it's a little bit better. Whoa, that was hot. Yeah, temperature's reading 98 degrees. Got a tailwind so I can sit upright. That's the best thing about armrests. But one of the best things about aero bars is it gives you a place to put your hands really up high. Far back, gonna get over as far as I can. Got very slight lactic acid burn in my legs. Well, a 4 out of 10. Maybe a 5. That's perfect. Work on building it up and flushing it out. Building it up and flushing it out. Kind of like over-unders, but at a low heart rate. So I'm burning lactic acid, lactate, I know, and body fat as my major fuel. And if I'm only doing 130 heart rate. Makes you super strong. But Kai and I were doing the 6-hour relay. I left with like just under an hour. And it was my lap. And I knew if I just went all out, I might make it. because I was getting tired, but a good time for me was 55 minutes, and I missed it by 30 seconds. Or a minute, or I don't know, whatever it was. So the lap doesn't count. You got to come in under, or the whole lap doesn't count. But what's going to be interesting is it's called Blazing Saddles. Is the name of the race at Warda. Also known as the town and Bluff Creek Bike Ranch. Bluff Creek Bike Ranch. You all want to go do it. They do relays and all kinds of stuff. And another interesting thing is it's going to get cooler. I'm used to things getting hotter. You know, whenever